Japanese History in English, Chapter 1. The Beginning of Japan and the Lives of its People. The Birth of the Universe, Earth, and Humanity. A long time ago, the universe was born. After a big explosion called the Big Bang, the universe kept growing and many stars were made. One of them was the solar system. In this system, the Earth was formed. The Earth had seas, and the first life was born there. Over time, living things evolved, and animals appeared on land. Then the ancestors of humans appeared. They learned how to use fire and tools, built societies, and spread around the world. The formation of the Japanese archipelago and prehistoric times. A long time ago, the Japanese islands were part of Asia. But because of changes in the Earth, they slowly separated and became an island country. About 20,000 years ago, the Earth entered an ice age. At that time, the Japanese islands were connected to Asia again. Mammoths and Nauman elephants moved from Siberia and Korea, and early humans followed them into Japan. These people were hunter-gatherers. They hunted animals, gathered nuts, and made stone tools to help them survive. But about 15,000 years ago, the climate became warmer and the ice age ended. Sea levels rose, and Japan was separated from Asia. Now, Japan became an independent island country. This was the beginning of the Jomon period. The Jomon period. One of the biggest changes in the Jomon period was the invention of pottery. Before this, people cooked food over fire, but with pottery they could boil and steam food, which made their diet better and more varied. The surface of their pottery had rope-like patterns, so it was called Jomon pottery. During this time, people stopped moving all the time and began to settle in one place. They built villages and started living together. Their houses were called pit dwellings, which were dug into the ground. This design kept the houses cool in summer and warm in winter. Because they settled in one place, people also started storing food, which made their lives more stable. The Jomon people got food in 3 ways: hunting, fishing, and gathering. They caught deer and wild boars using spears, used fishing hooks and nets to catch fish and shellfish, and collected nuts like acorns and chestnuts. To preserve food, they removed the bitterness from nuts so they could store them for a long time. The remains of food piled up, creating shell mounds, which tell us about Jomon people's daily lives. Jomon people also developed a spiritual culture. They respected nature and made clay figurines called dog, which were used in rituals to pray for health and good harvests. They also made jewelry from bones and shells, showing that they enjoyed decorating themselves. At the same time, they improved their tools. They started making polished stone tools, which helped them hunt and fish better. They also learned how to weave fabrics, allowing them to make clothing. Their technology continued to develop, and this led to big changes in the next period. At the end of the Jomon period, a new culture came to Japan: rice farming. About 3,000 years ago, rice farming was introduced from China, and people began to grow rice. This changed their lifestyle from hunting and gathering to farming. As agriculture became more important, Japan moved from the Jomon period to the Yayoi period, marking the beginning of a new chapter in Japanese history.